So if you all don't have any questions about the exam on Tuesday, then the only thing I want to point out to you, so I'll just put it here. Okay. And so I'm going to pull up a question from Choice Basics. And so this is an example. So this question, and you can all hear me. You can hear me, right, Brian?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay. So this is a typical question from Choice Basics, but the thing that you have to be careful about, and I'm going to highlight this part, is you have to be careful on this exam. And I actually, on the exam cover page, this will be pointed out. Okay. So in terms of rendering errors and substitute questions, there'll be substitute questions again in case you get a bad exam. But what will happen sometimes on this one is you'll get an alpha that's out of range. So it'll be something like that, 180. Remember, you have to remember that alpha plus beta have to be equal to 1. And they also are positive. They can't be negative. So what that means is that all alphas that you get need to be fractions. They have to be something like 18 over 100, right? They can't be a number greater than 1. Okay. And so I'll put a little X next to this. You know, that won't work. Okay. And if that happens to you, you just document it, make a note on your page, and you know, go ahead and use the substitute question. The other thing that happens on this exam sometimes is actually something that we see here, and it depends. It'll affect some questions, but not others. So you have to kind of use your discretion. But if it's asking you to evaluate something like the substitution of income effects, if you're looking for some place where you need to have a change in the price of tacos, then you can also end up with a problem, and I'll put a little X there and there, where the price of tacos doesn't change. And if you're answering a question where you need a change in the price of tacos, then use a substitute question. So this particular exam has some special things that can happen that aren't just like a zero, a standard rendering error. It's where the information being given out isn't useful for our purposes. Okay. So those are the things that you want to look for. Does anybody else have any other general questions? I've given you guys a few minutes to you know, chat and think about these things, and I wanted to draw these issues to your attention. Just so going into the exam, you know, the first thing you want to do is open your exam, make sure you're logged in and all the standard stuff, but then you want to go through and check your questions and make sure that you don't have any issues. And you notice, if you do, which ones you're going to be using some substitute questions for. And, you know, everything's, you know, fine from that point on, but, you know, you don't want to do a whole lot of work and then realize that the question isn't useful. Okay. All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions about that, I'm going to go ahead and move on. Okay.